from the other day? Oh, no, you can get that. We're just filming. It's okay. Take it. That was crazy to have your phone make noise and be like, it's not me. I don't know. Do your little jokes. I don't know. There you go. Okay. Thank you. No problem. Oh, are you on an active call? That was crazy. Oh, no. Oh, I didn't expect all this. Lord. Southern Belle, my word. Oh, you have a fan? Jesus Christ. Where did you get that? Like a seersucker suit under that jacket? My mint julep has gone long. My word. Can we kick him out? Is that possible? Make a nice clap for Josh Kuderna, everybody! Yes. Good to be here at the port with you guys. So excited. I love Baltimore. I like the people here. They keep the city interesting, right? Like the other day, I had a gig in D.C., and on my way out of Baltimore, I stopped at a gas station bathroom. Had to be a smart traveler. Had to pull the Prius over for a second. You know what I mean? You know, it's a 2016. I'm flirting. Sorry. I stopped that anyway. Stop at this gas station bathroom, right? I open the door. And I'm immediately greeted by 4 dudes parsing out weed on a baby changing station. And I was like, oh, fellas, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just have to pee, right? And their leader, he turns around, he goes, well, it's a public bathroom. Go pee. Right? And I size this dude up. He's about 12, 13 years old. And I did as he said, went pee, bought some weed, and got the hell out of there. You know what I mean? And on my way out, he goes, you have a blessed day, young man. I was like, thank you. Service and a smile. Thank you. Thank you. I like the youth of Baltimore. I like the squeegee kids. How do we feel about the squeegee kids? All right. A couple people are in there, so you're like, what are they going to do to my car? What are they up to? I like them. For those who don't know, the squeegee kids are the youth of Baltimore, and what they do is they borrow a squeegee from a gas station. Right? They return it at the end of the day. But they hang out at intersections at a red light. You pull up, and then they'll squeegee your window. You give them $1. I like these kids, right? They're working for their money. Some people, very afraid of these kids, right? Like the other day, I was downtown, okay? And I was at a light. Squeegee kids were around. And I look over next to me, and there's this woman in this like beat-up Honda, you know? And she's just gripping her steering wheel like, oh no, it's happening, Diane. You just had to go to the city, didn't ya? The stories on Facebook were true. Ah, you know? So the squeegee kids are around, and like this boy's like coming up to her car, and she just loses it. She just looks at him, and she goes, ah! Squeegee kid's so funny, looks her dead in the eye, he goes, bah! It was amazing. I cleaned her window, put a little heart on there, you know. I like them, they're funny, dude. I was driving the other day, again, in the Prius, you know, and I'm doing fine. It has a backup camera. I need to stop. I gotta stop it. I'm driving in the Prius. I got the windows cracked. I get to an intersection, I'm the only car, all right? And there's 2 squeegee kids sitting on the curb, and they get up, and I hear one of them go, oh, I got you, Josh. And I was like, what? How did he know my name, right? So one kid starts squeegeeing, the other kid comes over to the driver's side to get $1, and I was like, hey, my name is Josh. He ignores me, right? He looks through the window to his friend, he goes, he says his name is Josh. Kid squeegeeing, doesn't miss a beat, he goes, whoo! He do look like a Josh, though, so... Fucking nailed me on that one. Nailed me! Well, then they put a little heart on there, and I was like, fellas, thank you. Thank you. Dude, they're funny. The youth of Baltimore is so funny. Like, the other day, I tried to play basketball in my neighborhood, and you're like, Josh, that makes sense. You're an athlete. Please, again, stop, guys, stop. No, I am that white guy that's in his 30s that I'm like, I'm not the most athletic, but I get a little cardio, right? How bad could it be? I go to the basketball court. As soon as they pass me the ball, this like 12-year-old, he goes, go after him. He's got small hands. And I was like, what? He does? Well, what about the size of his heart? Don't we care about that, gentlemen? Does that not matter? It didn't. It didn't. Oh, man. Do a lot of driving for stand-up. The other day I was driving and I saw two motorcycles pass each other, right? And when they passed each other, they went like this to each other. You guys ever see that? My friend has a motorcycle, and I was like, what does that mean when you guys like do that to each other? He was like, oh, that's just to be like, we're both on motorcycles. And I was like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, if I see another guy in a Prius, I'm not like, hey! Do you get good gas mileage too? Fuck yeah, brother, it's a Prius thing. That's what's up. That's what's up. I got married last year to a woman. Thank you. Oh yeah, you guys are like, we didn't know after that last show. Okay, cool. No, I love it. I love being married. I just didn't love how expensive the wedding was. Did you guys know the weddings are expensive? You guys seen this? You heard about this? Did you know? I knew they were expensive, right? But I didn't know how expensive they were. Like, you go to a venue, you're like, hey, this is cool. It's walls and a ceiling, right? How much is this? And they're like, $10,000. And you're like, what? Does it come with chairs? And they're like, shut the fuck up. And they spit on you, right? So we actually pared the whole thing down. We got married at the courthouse, pretty affordable, right? You know, we avoided a lot of other trappings with weddings. Like, you got to get like a photographer, you know, right? What is that? You just pay some idiot $3,000 to take pictures. You know who our photographer was? Our friend Brad. He has an iPhone 14. You understand? 4K video on that thing. All right. DJ, same thing. Got to pay an idiot $2,000 to play music. You know who our DJ was? Brad. He has Spotify with no commercials. Pretty good. Other trappings with it too. Bachelor party, you gotta do that. That's expensive. And what is that? That's just strip clubs, right? Like, we got any strip club guys out there? Just everyone on a date. They're like, I don't even know what he's talking about. This should not go on the special. I don't know what that is. We should cut that. No, it's expensive, and I think strip clubs pretty gay. I do. You wouldn't think so, but they are. Especially in the context of a bachelor party, because what is that? It's just you and your boys in the same room, hard together? That's all that is. You're just like, hey, Brad! Are you hard right now? Fuck yeah, brother, all right. Best night of my life. You gonna jerk off with the best Western lady, Brad? You don't know if that was his dick or not. You don't know. You got to do a little work tonight, too, you know what I mean? It's in the imagination. Now, me and my wife, we're trying, you guys, that's right, we're trying, right? Yeah, you get some awes on that. You can say that, like, you can say it to strangers, like if we were at a restaurant, be like, hey, nice to meet you, actually, this is my wife, and we're trying. They'd be like, oh my God, it's beautiful, you're about to be on such a journey, good luck, you know, right? Like, you can say that at work, too. You'd be like, hey, Carol. How was your weekend? Little busy? Oh yeah, me? Mine was pretty busy too. Me and my wife, we've been trying, yeah. Yeah, we've been trying, yeah. So if I'm a little sleepy, don't say anything. Might have 2 donuts, Carol. Right? But if I actually said what we were doing, right? Like, hey Carol, how was your weekend? A little busy? Yeah, mine too, because I've been fucking blasting. Just blasting in my wife, Carol. You know what I'm saying? Just over and over again, right? To the point where it becomes like a job, Carol. You're just fucking going. And it's a fun job, but you're like, God damn, right? I mean, how much cum fits in this thing, right? Because you're just over and over. What's that? You want me to go to HR? Yeah, I'll go to HR. Yeah. I don't know why I said all that, Carol. I do like in offices though when there's multiple pregnancies, right? People will be like, oh my God, there's something in the water. Must be something in the water. And you're like, hey Carol, are you talking about cum? Is that what you think there's cum in the water? Go to HR. You go to HR. It's also not even how it works, Carol. But my wife, she said if we do get pregnant, she wants to do an at-home birth, right, you guys? Yeah, which sounds like a bit of a mess, if I'm gonna be honest, you know? But I wanna make her happy, so I'm thinking we just do it at somebody else's house, right? I think we get an Airbnb, you know? No rules against that. You'd be like, you said it sleeps 2 to 3, that's what the listing said. Just filling out the guest book of like, beautiful stay. That stain was on the couch before we got here. And there's some placenta in the fridge if you want it. Oh, somebody's placenta fall? Holy shit. Congratulations. Amazing. Does anybody want a bite of that? It's nutrient dense. Grow up. No, I'm so happy with my wife, especially too, because she's got a good sense of humor. My ex before her didn't have a real good one, and also didn't really like my humor. And I don't know if you can tell. That's a lot of what's going on here, you know? We were fine for a little bit, and then COVID happened. It was just us in the house. I was like, oh, this stinks, you know? And I couldn't really perform, so I was trying to make jokes all the time, you know, and she wasn't really having it. So things got pretty icy between us, and she was a big feminist too, right? And one night we were going to bed, okay? We get in the room, turn the lights off, don't really say anything to each other, we're just in bed. A couple minutes go by, we hear a noise downstairs, all right? And I think it's just the wind, like a tree branch just hitting the window, right? But she rolls over real quick. She goes, hey, you should go check that out. And I go, hey, you should go check that out, right? Because of equality, you know what I mean? She didn't like that, right? I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going. I was like, because they might steal our TV, but I would be robbing you of your power. You know what I mean? She didn't like that one, you know? A+ material like that. She really didn't like this next one. You guys tell me how you feel. Like I said, things are pretty icy between us, you know, and one day I was working from home, right, in the living room on the couch, naked, as you do when you work from home, right? She comes in, goes to grab my iPad off the table, right, off the coffee table and leave, and I go, babe, that's my iPad, right? She comes back in real quick, she goes, well, you better get used to the fact that if we ever get married, guess what? What's yours is mine, what's mine is yours, ha, 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 right? And I go, oh, if that's the case, I wouldn't mind some of my pussy. Thank you. It's good to be doing art. Thank you. It's good to be doing art up here. Thank you. We broke up. Can you believe it? I have material like that. At this point, you're like, Josh, you have a Prius. You might have a baby on the way. How are you going to afford that? And I'll tell you, I have a cubicle job. All right, doing all right. Anybody else slowly dying 40 hours a week under fluorescent lights? Fuck yeah. Okay, got one clap back. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, you're fired up. I like that. You're like, fuck yeah, I got 3 walls. And they don't go to the ceiling. But I got 2 monitors, bitch. What's up? Fuck yeah, Outlook on one side, Excel on the other. Wear jeans on Friday. We're different. Yes. Have fun with it, right? Yeah, I had to get the office job. I had to get the cubicle job because my options were limited. I was a history major, right? You know? Not. What is my mom here? She just went, oh shit. I knew things were bad, but that's bad. No, you're right. I liked it. I liked studying history, but there's not a lot you can do with that. You can teach. You can go back to school and get your doctorate, but it's not a cool doctor. You know, like I'll never be on a plane and somebody's like, is there a doctor on board? I'm like, yes. Does somebody have a question about the Civil War? Is it an emergency, right? That's not gonna happen. So I got the cubicle job, right? Regardless of where we all work with weirdos, right? Okay, if you can't relate to that, you're the weirdo. I hate to break it to you. People are emailing about you. Can't relate to that at all. I'm the coolest guy at work. I can't. People are weird with food at my job. Like the other day, I was gonna grab a bite to eat in the break room, and I go in there, right? And I have a coworker, he's in there, his name's Isaac, and he had a bowl in the microwave. And I was gonna make small talk with him. I was like, hey, Isaac, what do you got there? He goes, hot dogs. And I was like, what the fuck? It's 7:30 in the morning. And you have a bowl full of hot dogs in the microwave. And he high-road at me. He goes, hey, bro, I'm gluten-free. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I didn't realize the bun was the shittiest part of the hot dog, but okay. Enjoy your breakfast at Champions, you psycho. Right? But there are some people I work with that I like a lot. You know, there's this gal that I share a cubicle wall with. Her name's Shantae, all right? And she's from Oklahoma, and everything she says, like, from, like, the mouth of babes, just very honest and unassuming, right? And she's so sweet. Like, we were talking about TV shows, me, her, and this guy, Eric, that we work with, right? We were talking about TV shows we're watching. And she goes, you know what show I've been watching a lot of? The Big Bang Theory, right? And Eric goes, oh, yeah, me and my wife, we like that show. She goes, really? You guys should come over. We'll have a Big Bang party, right? I was like, you can't, I'll fuck it, you can say it, right? Just invite me, right? But I think she's so sweet because her whole family's really sweet. Her mom calls her from Oklahoma every morning just to say hi, right? And I can hear these calls. And the other day I was in a good mood and I was like, you know what? Let the good times roll. I'm gonna talk to Shantae's mom. I'm going for it. So I go over to her cube. She's talking to her mom. I go, hey, Shantae, do you mind if I say hi? She goes, oh yeah, of course. All right, Mom, this guy Josh, I work with him, wants to say hi. Hands me the phone, right? And I put a little bass in my voice because I want to impress Shantae, you understand? I want to impress her mom, too, you know? So I just go, Miss Porter, this is Josh, and I've heard a lot about you, girl. And I hummed so she could feel it, you understand? Also, I'm so sorry this is right at you. I apologize, but you're in the splash zone. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck yeah. I'm gonna fuck both of these guys. This is crazy. But Shantae knows that I do comedy, so she's like, oh my God, that's so you're crazy, right? Like laughing. But what I hear on the other end of the phone, I was not prepared for. This woman just goes, oh, that voice. Oh, Lord. Oh, child. I love the voice of a young, strong black man. And I didn't know what to say except, me too. Goodbye. So, pretty sure I'm invited to the cookout, you know? But there are some fun things that happen. Like, this is my favorite cubicle story, all right? This happened when I had braces, you guys. That's right. I've been bragging up here a lot, you know? Someone's just laughing at me again. She's like, history major and braces? Jesus Christ. No, they were bad. Adult braces never look good, but mine were really bad, right? Because I told my orthodontist, I was like, I'm a little self-conscious about, you know, somebody looking at my teeth. I don't want to attract a lot of attention. She goes, oh, you should get ceramic braces. Those are invisible. And it turned out to be, you guys, the fucking opposite, right? Because they were clear, but not all the way. And it actually made people look at my teeth harder. Like, what? Are those chiclets? Is that... Honey, come here, this lesbian has gum in all of her teeth. Okay, fuck you guys. I don't like how hard you laughed at that. I moisturize. Fuck you. He's like, he does look like that. I'm seeing that. I couldn't put my finger on it. That was a hearty laugh, too. The lesbian, yes. Oh, too good. So that sets the stage for this story, all right? We had a baby shower at work. That's right, there must be something in the water, right? Our team leader, Jess, was having a baby, so we had to get together in the triple conference room, see all the gifts she got, right? You know, sip some coffee, eat some gluten-free cake. Isaac's loving it, right? You know? And so we're in there, and it's like first thing in the morning, and everybody's kind of like tired and groggy, all right? But Jess is fired up, okay? Like every gift she presents, it's like Simba, being presented in The Lion King, right? Like, she's like, behold, a breast pump, right? We're like, I look like a good one, you know? And I'm sitting next to another coworker I like a lot. She's an older black woman. Her name's Curleen, all right? And we don't talk about much, but we're friendly. We usually talk about the weather, you know? So I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a little warm this weekend. Hope you have a good one, right? You know? Meanwhile, Jess is still presenting all her gifts, okay? And the next gift she presents is something called butt paste, all right? Which is just a cream for diaper rash, but since it has a silly name, that's crushing in the office. Like, oh my God, who got that? Okay, was that you, Stephanie? You're a pistol. Okay. You are crazy. Okay. No more Fig Newtons for you. Right? So there's some light laughter in the triple conference room. And out of nowhere, Curleen leans into my face. She goes, I need some of that. For when I get my ass chewed out. And me and Curleen are not on ass chewing level talk. You understand? We talk about the weather. That's our relationship. So things have changed and changed quickly. But at the same time, it's like a car crash. Like time just slowed down. Like she was like, my ass chewed out. And I'm like, whoa, what does that mean? Is she saying her husband eats her butt? Does she want me to eat her butt? Right? And it slowly dawned on me, she meant like chew your ass out like when somebody yells at you, right? Yeah, took me a second. I get weed from gas station bathrooms, all right? I figured it out, you know? I also figured out she's being pretty coy, you know? She's trying to put me in a tight spot for all our coworkers. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put her in a tight spot. I'm gonna volley it right back, you know? I'm in a good mood. I got a little hazelnut creamer in the coffee. Nice little crease in the khaki, you know what I'm talking about? Might fuck around and do a PowerPoint later, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know what the day holds, you know? So I'm like, you know what? Yeah. You better get some of that paste, girl. You better get a whole drum of it. Because I'm gonna chew your ass out after this. You guys are feeling bad for Curleen, aren't you? Well, don't. She didn't miss a beat. She volleys it right back. She goes, not with them braces, you know? We've been married 1 year, and it is, a gift, you know? All right, I'm gonna tell one more story, and we'll get out of here. So this is a crazy medical story. Just happened to me, all right? So this starts on a Wednesday morning. I'm in my cubicle, all right, doing my thing, and I feel an itch behind my left ear. And I go to scratch it, all right, and I scratch it, and I feel a lump there, okay? And I'd never felt that before. So I do the worst thing you can do when you have something on your body that you're unsure of. I went to WebMD, right? Which they should just call youhavecancer.com, right? Like any symptom you type in there, you're like, I feel sleepy. They're like, cancer, right? So I'm freaked out, and I call my doctor's office. I go, hey, I know it's a long shot, but could I see my doctor today? I found a lump behind my ear. They go, oh, your doctor's not in, but you can see a substitute doctor. And I'm like, all right, I'll see a sub. She's probably qualified, right? She's not gonna be like a substitute teacher in high school, right? Like, she's not just gonna come in and put on a DVD about cancer and be like, write it down, you got it? So I go and see this sub. She looks at my lump. I swear to God, she just goes, whew, with these things, could be anything. I was like, what? You went to school for 1,000,000 years and that's it? WebMD at least said cancer. What are we doing, you know? She goes, well, look, I don't know what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to schedule a CAT scan for next week and we'll figure it out. I'm like, all right. So I go home and I'm trying not to freak out, but I am. I'm stressed, right? And I start to get this rash on my forehead. I was like, fuck. So the next morning, I call my doctor's office. I go, hey, I know I was just in yesterday, but I have this rash on my forehead. Can I see my regular doctor? They go, yeah, she's in if you can come in at 10 o'clock. I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I'm pumped to see my regular doctor. She'll know the score. She'll take care of me, right? Cut to the doctor's office. She comes in, doesn't say a word, not, hey, how are you? Sorry I wasn't here yesterday when you had cancer. None of that, right? She just comes in, and I swear to God, she looks at my forehead. She goes, yeah, I don't think it's herpes. And I was like, what? I didn't even know that was an option. That's nuts. Forehead herpes? What are we talking about? right? I was like, well, what do you think it is? She goes, whew, could be anything. And I was like, God damn it. Get your shit together, Kaiser Permanente. What are we doing? Right? And she goes, well, look, I don't know what it is, but the dermatologist will know, right? And I was like, okay, yeah. She goes, so what we're going to do is we're going to take pictures of your not forehead herpes. We'll send it to them. They'll know what it is, and they'll get you a cream for it. I'm like, all right, it's a weird plan, but I'm on board. But to make matters worse is she's taking the pictures with her iPhone. So I think she's just texting her doctor buddies like, do you know what the fuck this is? Ew, dude, right? Gross. So they send it to the dermatologist. They call me. They go, hey, we don't know what this is. I go, hey, why would you? You're just doctors, you know, right? So they go, well, look, we don't know what it is, but there's a dermatologist that's available tomorrow to see, but they're in Silver Spring, Maryland. I see you're in Baltimore. Would you mind driving 45 minutes? I go, yeah, I have cancer herpes. I'll drive to Kentucky. I don't give a fuck. Let's figure it out, right? So cut to Friday, kind of a repeat of the day before. I'm seeing this doctor. She comes in, looks at my forehead. She goes, okay, all right. Is the rash on the left side? And I was like, yeah. She goes, and the lump, is that on the left too? And I was like, yeah. She goes, oh, I think it's shingles. And I was like, what? Isn't that normally in older people? And she goes, well, shingles is just chicken pox. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. She goes, yeah, when you get chicken pox, it stays in your spine your entire life. I was like, oh, right. She goes, and the reason that older people get it is because their immune system breaks down over time and it pops out. However, when younger people get it, it's typically because their immune system has been devastated by something like HIV or AIDS. Have you had a blood test? Holy fuck! So the port, this is my week. Wednesday, cancer, I'm dead. Thursday, forehead herpes. I wish I was dead. Friday, AIDS. Curleen is dead, right? Because the braces are off, brother. You understand? I'm eating. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating. So I'm freaked out, and I was like, no, I haven't had a blood test. She goes, well, are you sexually active? I played it cool. I was like, duh, bitch. No, I was terrified. I was like, yeah. She goes, well, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get you a blood test today. We'll get the results on Monday. So I have all weekend to think about my mortality, right? I'm terrified the whole time. Cut to Monday morning. I'm in my cubicle where this whole thing started. I get a call from the doctor's office. My hand's shaking as I answer it. I'm like, hello? And I hear this positive Jamaican woman on the other end of the phone. And she goes, Josh Kuderna, right? And I didn't say anything because I've never heard my name like that before, you know? So she repeated it with purpose. She goes, Josh Kuderna, right? And I go, yeah? She goes, doctor wanted me to tell you all clear. No way! And then she went, bah, 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 bah. Turns out it was just herpes, you guys. I've been Josh Kuderna. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Have a blessed day, y'all.
Shit, we did it.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say thanks so much. That was awesome. Letting me film on your show means a lot. So, an honor to work. You got it. All right, thanks, buddy.
Fuck was it?